A good driver is not necessarily determined by the speed with which they drive. Welcome to another episode. And here we're going to another chapter, Surah Al-Ahzab. And Ahzab means the confederates. As usual, we shall do the introduction first. Here it covers roughly 1.5 pages. I believe we will finish it. Then in the next video we do the main chapter. Let's go. Oh, let me show you the chapter as usual. Oh my God. This is it. Then we open over and the continuation is here. Okay, now let's go. The series of surahs beginning with Surah 26, having been closed with the last surah, we now come back to the hard facts of this life. Two questions are mainly considered here. Viz. 1. The attempt by violence and brute force to crush the truth. And 2. The attempt by slander or unseemly conduct to poison the relations of women with men. The first point has been wrongly attributed to the prophet, but you can see that no, he's not actually in support of violence, unnecessary violence. If violence is involved, it's in self-defense. Point 2 seems to point to his critics rather. So point 1 seems to point to him. Point 2 seems to point to his critics. Do I take it again? The attempt by slander or unseemly conduct to poison the relations of women with men. Yes, people try to say Islam is against women. Islam does not promote the liberty of women or freedom of women. It's the opposite. Islam protects women's dignity. You can see by the way they cover themselves. Freedom doesn't mean wearing scanty dress and showing up your collarbones and whatnot. No. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. As regards the first, the story of the Azab or Confederates who tried to surround and annihilate the Muslim community in Medina is full of understand. Is full of yes. Is full of understand. No, it's not understand. It's full of underhand intrigues. It's full of underhand intrigues on the part of such diverse enemies as the pagan Quraysh, the Jews, into brackets, Banu Nadir. Nadir is spelled capital N-D-H, combined, then lengthened I-R, Banu Nahir. And Banu, of course, is capital B-A-N-U, lengthened U. As the pagan Quraysh, the Jews, into brackets, Banu Nadir, and no, Banu Nadir, who had been already expelled from Medina for their treachery, then the Ghatafan tribe of Bedouin Arabs from the interior and the Jewish tribe of Banu Qurayza in Medina. Banu Ghatafan is spelled capital G A T A F A and left A. And then Banu Qurayza is spelled capital Quraiza in Medina, full stop. This was the unholy confederacy against Islam. Violence. or where violence is involved against Islam. But though they caused a great deal of anxiety and suffering to the beleaguered Muslims, Islam came triumphantly out of the trial and got more firmly established than ever. Indeed. What's the paragraph? The Quraysh in Mecca had tried all sorts of persecution, boycott, insult, and badly injuries to the Muslims, leading to their partial hijrah to Abyssinia and their hijrat as a body to Medina. Abyssinia, I think that's around Ethiopia. Okay, full stop. The first armed conflict between them and the Muslims took place at Badri in Ramadan AH 2 when the Quraysh were signally defeated. Full stop. Then we have brackets C note 352 to 313. I think when there is time, we will find we should uh, reread the appendices as a refreshment, if there is, if possible. All right. C note 352 to chapter 3, sign 13, brackets close, full stop. Next year, Shawwal, AH3, they came to take revenge on Medina. Full stop. The battle was fought at Uhud, and though the Muslims suffered severely, Medina was saved, and the Meccans had to return to Mecca with their object frustration. Here you can see again the safety of women. All the women were left in Mecca. They were left behind, women crippled, sick, old, elderly, they were left behind, and the young men came out of Medina to meet the Quraysh at the Battle of Uhud. Here today, we send women to war. Oh, yeah. Tell me, who saves the safety of women? All right. With their object first, I've lost my bearing. Medina was saved, and the Meccans to return to Mecca in their object frustrated. Well, yeah, in their object frustrated. I thought it was in their object frustration, but I don't know English more than the Englishman. I hope it's not a mistake. Anyway, full stop. Then they began to make a network of intrigues and alliances and besieged Medina of with a force of 10,000 men in Shawwal and Zulqa'dah, AH5, full stop. This is the siege of the Confederates referred to in chapter 33, signs 9 to 27. Of course, it's Confederates, Quraysh, Jews, and whatnot. A lot of people who don't seem to be from the same groupings coming together just to fight Islam. All right. Um, this is the siege of the Confederates referred to in chapter 33, signs 9 to 27, which lasted over 2 weeks. Uh, semicolon. Some accounts give 27 days. Full stop. It caused much suffering, from hunger, cold, and unceasing shower of arrows, and constant general and concentrated assaults. Full stop. But it could end in the discomfiture of the Confederates and establish, no, I read wrongly, but it ended, but it ended in the, con, in the discomfiture of the Confederates and established Islam firmer than ever. Let me make a point here. You can see this war here. Today's wars last years, if not decades. Why? Because they don't fight physically, arrows, guns and arrows and whatnot, but bombs, destroying places. Tell me, which is a better war? fighting physically on the on the war front, uh, seeing each other and shooting, or going up and dropping bombs and destroying whole nations and calling it war. Can you compare Islam to other religions this day? Hmm? You're fighting a war. You're looking for the human being to kill, uh, to submit, or to fight to submission, or to kill or to fight to submission. Then you bomb all whole towns and villages and kill innocent women and children. And you say Islam does not uh, respect women. Islam has no security for women. You can imagine. My classmate will say, "You can imagine." You can imagine. All right. Establish Islam firmer than ever. Full stop. It was a well organized is hyphenated. It was a well organized and formidable attack, but the Muslims had made preparations to meet it. Full stop. One of the preparations which took the enemy by surprise was the trench, into brackets, Kandat or Handat, into brackets, Kandat, eh, uh, dark round Medina by the Prophet's order and under the supervision of Salman the Persian. Salman the Persian. Kandar is spelled KH combined, A N capital K, capital KH combined, and then ANDAD. Mhm. Supervision of Salman the Persian. So take note, Salman is a Persian name. Salman the Persian, full stop. The siege and battle are therefore known as the Battle of the Trench of the Battle of the Trench or the Battle of the Confederates. Full stop. Paragraph. As regards the position and dignity of the ladies of the Prophet's household and the Muslim women generally, salutary principles are laid down to safeguard their honor and protect them from slander and insult. You can listen to this, viewers. Hmm? Full stop. The ladies of the household interested themselves in social work and work of instruction for the Muslim women. And Muslim women were being trained more and more in community service. Of course, they didn't just stay idle. It's like being a duty of men to cook and prepare and uh, dress the wounded men and whatnot, but not to go there physically and fight. No. Okay. Community service. Full stop. Two of them, into brackets, the two Zainabs in brackets, devoted themselves to the poor. What a wonderful sentence. Mm, or what a wonderful act. Devoted themselves to the poor. Full stop. The nursing of the wounded or by the battlefield was specially necessary. Am I reading well? The nursing of the wounded by the or no, the nursing of the wounded on or by the battlefield was especially necessary in those days of warfare. Full stop. The prophet's daughter Fatima, then aged about 19 to 20, lovingly nursed her father's wounds at Uhud, into brackets AH3, semicolon. Rufaida nursed Sa'ad ibn Mu'az's wounds at the siege of Medina by the Confederates, into brackets AH5, semicolon. And in the Khaybar expedition, AH7 in brackets, and in the Khaybar expedition, Muslim women went out from Medina for nursing services. No, for nursing service, plural, for nursing service. Full stop. Paragraph. A portion of this surah sums up the lessons of the Battle of Trench and must have been revealed sometime after that battle. Into brackets, Shawwal AH5, brackets close, full stop. Mm. The marriage with Zainab, referred to in verse 37, also took place in the same year. In the same year. That's Shawwal AH5, or Shawwal. Paragraph, and then summary. The next paragraph is rather summary. Summary, comma, dash. The pagan customs in human relationships should be abandoned, and men and women should be held in honor according to natural relationships. Into brackets 33, 1 to 8. That's in the first section, probably. Yeah, it should be in the first section. Paragraph. The battle of the trench and its lessons, colon. Hypocrites and their fears, colon. Truth and noble examples to be followed, into brackets 33, 9 to 27. Paragraph. High poison. No, this, pardon me. High position. High position and seemly conduct. High position and seemly, and not unseemly. High position and seemly conduct for the prophet's wives, colon. Unhappy marriage and happy marriages, into brackets, like Zainab's, not to be perpetuated on false scruples, colon. Prophets' wives to be treated kindly and gently, into brackets, chapter 33, 28 to 52. Of course, 33 is this very chapter or surah. The last paragraph. Respect due to prophet and his family, colon. Slander to be avoided and punished, semicolon. Guard your words and your responsibility. Signs 53 to 73, and 73 ends the chapter. So what are we told here? We are told here these are lessons to be learned. Let me see. Referred to in verse also took place in the same year. The pagan customs. The pagan customs in human relationships should be abandoned, and men and women should be held in honor according to. Yeah. A portion of the surah sums up the relations of the Battle of Trench and must have been revealed mm, sometime after the Battle of Shual. Anyway, what I just read are lessons to be learnt, to be adopted by women, or lessons that these battles have taught us. And uh, yes, that's all that is in the summary is what we have said. To, the lessons learned in the battle. That's all. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Au revoir. May God bless you all. When we come back in our next video, we shall go to the main chapter itself, God willing.